Coming up on The Big Room. There is a lot of discussion about this movie, and we have just naturally brought up the two camps. There's a little group of people that say, like Carl's side, Miranda is top of her game. She's queen. She's career goals.
She's the girl boss.
You know, people think Andy's boyfriend and friends are being the worst. They're not being supportive. But then the other side is...
Her boyfriend is the only good person in the movie.
Yeah, there's that side. Like, is Andy sacrificing her values and what she believes in?
Welcome back to The Big Room. This week we watched No Sun, No Moon, the Devil Wears Prada's 2016 documentary about the making of their album Transit Blues.
No,
we didn't watch that. We watched 2006's The Devil Wears Prada, starring a bunch of white women.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
And one black woman. One. And she's in like 3 scenes.
There was a potentially mixed race fella that we saw in like 3 scenes as well. So
It's a very white movie. I had to put my sunglasses on. 2006, June 30th, it released. It stars Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci. And a bunch of other people that I don't care about.
Those are the main ones.
Budget, 35 to 41 million.
Another range.
Another range, but tighter.
Yep.
Close. Close range. Like a shotgun. Close range. Box office, 326.7 million. So it almost
That's a lot.
10x its budget. It is based on a book called, guess what? The Devil Wears Prada. Written by Lauren Weisberger. And she cameos in the movie.
Ooh.
As the twins' nanny.
On the train?
On the train.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Reading
on the way to Grandma's.
Unreleased Harry Potter.
Harry Potter book 7, baby.
Written by a TERF. This is Emily Blunt's breakout role.
Really?
Yeah. She was in like some stage stuff, I think.
Interesting.
And then boom, on the scene with the Devil Wears Prada. So, Carl, I have a question.
Oh boy.
For you. Why'd you make us watch this? Why'd you want to watch this movie? This is your fault. So
this wasn't my pick.
Wasn't this your pick? Was it
no,
Danielle's
this
pick?
is my pick.
Oh. Danielle, why'd you make us watch this movie?
Well, Carl
he wanted to watch
Carl
it. So
mentioned
I
it
do
last
like
year.
it. I do like it.
You
Yeah.
had seen it before.
I've seen this probably hundreds of times.
Carl, you've seen it before or no?
I had, yeah.
Oh, so you liked it. I thought you suggested it in the
I
past.
would have recommended it, but it wasn't my suggestion this time.
Okay. So scratch that, but leave it in. You had suggested it for the show, but you had seen it before. I was under the impression that you hadn't. So I was
me
going
too.
to ask why you wanted to watch it, but now I'm going to turn my sights. Why was this your pick?
Because, well, I mean, it's another movie.
Why would you subject 3 men in their 30s?
Because I still have so much payback to get to all of you for all of the boy movies we watched. When we play 20 questions, and one of the questions is it a male or female lead? They're all male. There's like 3 female leads.
That's why it's a good question.
So
that's why it's a good question, because if it's this female,
it immediately narrows it down.
Things.
What's the Danielle movie we watched? That's
Ever After. That movie pissed me off.
But anyways, beyond that, I love this movie, and also it's your favorite band. So I feel like throughout our whole relationship, we have this joke about when I think of the Devil Wears Prada, I think of this movie. When you think of the Devil Wears Prada, you think of the band. So I wanted the two worlds to collide.
I like it. So,
and I wanted to share this with you.
Do you think you like your Devil Wears Prada more than I like mine?
No.
Do you have Anne Hathaway tattooed on your arm?
No, I don't.
There you go.
But I love Anne Hathaway.
Okay, I have a question about Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Let me find it in my notes. What a great podcast. Why is she typecast 2 whole times? But it's all 100% of Anne Hathaway movies I've seen have her do this. Why is she an ugly duckling that turns into a swan? What is that? What's the deal?
I think it's less of an ugly duckling than it is almost like a Cinderella-y moment, which she actually plays like 3 times.
Yeah. Princess Diaries, this.
Ella Enchanted, if you will.
Which was before. That was 02.
Ella Enchanted was, before this. I don't know. I just feel like she's got that really good girl next door-y, like wide-eyed.
American princess.
Yeah, nice. She's kind of quirky, but like she's not like full quirky where like you're like, ugh, she's ugly. You know, like she's like, oh, you know, she just needs a little bit of a zhuzh and she's just the most gorgeous thing ever. So, I don't know.
This movie has a bit of a problem in a modern lens.
Yes.
Like a million.
So many problems.
A million problems. I have a quote from the movie that just made me look towards the sky and wonder. Quote, I am not skinny or glamorous. Anne Hathaway, 2006. There's a line from this movie. I am not skinny or glamorous is something that Anne Hathaway said to a camera, and they put that on film, didn't cut it, and put it in a movie.
Yep.
It's crazy. Because Anne Hathaway is both of those things.
Yep.
She's a wisp.
Yeah. But she's a size 9. That's super fast.
6.
Nick turned the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now.
Didn't she start at a 9 and go to a 6?
No, she started at a 6 and
4.
went to a 4.
God.
Which she actually did over the filming of this movie.
Yeah.
So
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I read an anecdote about her and Emily Blunt having to fast for this movie to get skinnier, and they both cried together about it.
Yep.
Wow.
Which is the worst.
Yep.
Wow.
The 2000s diet culture, baby.
Yeah, can I
If you were
ask-
above a size
Is that
4,
still
you
a
were
thing?
fat. No.
No,
I mean,
okay.
it's
Let me pose you a question. Probably improper use of that word. This movie, as well as prominent shows at the time, like Project Runway and America's Next Top Model, both of which I have watched extensively. Not a joke. Had to have done a number on female self-esteem in the early mid 2000s and 2010s. I would extend it to. Was that your experience, and has the fashion industry course corrected enough in the 20-ish years since?
Oh, this to me, obviously, because I'm the
Yeah,
only
I'm not gonna
woman
ask you,
here.
Nick. Hey, Nick, how does
I
the
have
fashion
strong
industry made
opinions
you
about this. Welcome to my TED Talk.
No, I definitely think it's come a long way, but it's not really come far enough. Like,
Yeah.
You know-
there are at least human being sized mannequins in Target.
yeah,
But
like
that's I went to Target. We went to Target like a month ago, and that was the first time I'd seen them in 2024. And I was like, that mannequin looks like a person.
I mean, I feel like as a culture, women have shifted more towards like embracing different types of body styles and being yourself and doing you and all of that. But I mean, there's always going to be stigmas about like being overweight versus, being skinny. Like that's always going to be a thing.
Yeah, and I know like fashion icon Tyler McCall is always
Oh my
kind of
God, I love her.
applauding people-sized clothes in the fashion industry, while at the same time going, not good enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Shout out to Tyler McCall.
A bigger thing for me, which we didn't watch The Princess Diaries, but in The Princess Diaries, Anne Hathaway I have very frizzy curly hair. And in The Princess Diaries, pre-makeover, she has very big frizzy curly hair,
And
big
glasses,
big thick eyebrows, which I also had. And in order to be a princess, they have to straighten her hair, tweeze her eyebrows, and
be
then
curly.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And like that's what was in. The straight hair was in, and I spent hours and
Chemically
hours
straightening.
and hours straightening my hair to try to fit in.
What is chemical?
Burning
No
your
longer
hair.
burning my hair. No longer do
What's
I do
a
that.
chemical straighten versus just like the clacker thing?
The clacker thing?
The hair.
Well, a chemical straightener literally like breaks down your hair to make it go flat, which
Chemically.
never worked because my hair's too curly. A flat iron is just hot, so it just like it's like an iron.
So which one did you do? You
Both.
Did both at the same time?
Yeah, well, my hair
You're
was
like
too
fry,
curly.
then heat.
My hair was too curly, so I would chemically straighten it, and it wasn't enough. And then I had to go back on top of it and then iron it. And then every time I would wash it, I had to re-iron the hair to keep it straight.
How long before your hair recovered from that?
I had to regrow. Like at one point, I had done
Shaved her head bald.
so many
not
rounds of
Been
like
there.
chemical straightener that the old hair did go straight, but then the new hair did not go straight.
Ooh.
So you had like it's
So then
like
I
when
had a
people have
nice
gray roots
half and
when they
half.
stop like dyeing their hair.
Got the whole half and half.
Curly
Yeah.
roots.
So
Curly roots.
once I got to college, I decided, fuck that. And then I had to grow out my hair, which took several years to get to where all that was gone. But yeah, the 2000s it was a rough time.
Cameron, did you ever straighten your hair?
Yes. Straightened my hair 2 times. And
Nice.
I liked it both times. I was like, this is cool.
You should do it again.
See, the thing...
God, I'm spelling things.
Thank God that had a lid. This
boy.
precious $8 table that's made of like leaves.
I think it was 10.
No, I don't own a hair straightener.
I have one you can borrow.
So there was that. But now my hair is straighter-ish now and long, like so much longer than it was when I was like 16, 17.
You gotta get that Aaron Gillespie hair though, from 2007.
Oh yes, I have thicker hair too though. I think his hair's quite thin. Suck it, Aaron Gillespie. Thin hair.
Poor Aaron Gillespie.
So this movie reminded me Miranda Priestley's arrival to the office at the very beginning of the movie, kind of when we're having our oh crap moment. When the dragon enters the den, so to speak.
Gird your loins.
Yeah, all that mess. That reminded me of The Proposal.
Oh, yes.
It reminded me of Margaret Tate arriving to the office in The Proposal, although with a different angle. Like there's same amount of like scrambling and panic, although there's like more disdain than respect for Margaret.
Right. Miranda is seen as like just like
She's like a
she
god.
is the best.
Yeah,
Like,
She
like a
operates
god.
on a higher level.
Have you guys seen The Proposal, or am I talking to no one?
I have not seen The Proposal.
Okay, he has.
Nick.
Carl, an enjoyer
I've seen it, yeah.
of Ryan Reynolds cinema. Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock rom-com.
That's right.
It's elite. Betty White's in it.
Okay, I've seen clips. Yeah,
It's really good. It's probably awful. It's probably a 6 out of 10 movie, but in my heart, it's a 10 out of 10 because Ryan Reynolds is in it.
fair.
And Sandra
It's
Bullock.
real.
And Sandra Bullock.
And Betty White.
Cool. And Betty White. She can get it. No,
What?
just kidding. She's dead.
She could get it.
She could have gotten it 80 years ago. She's a golden girl.
Guys, I can't tell you how much I hate Miranda.
yeah.
She's the worst.
What?
Miranda Priestley.
No.
She's a narcissist. She's a monster. She has no redeeming qualities. Can't stand her. I didn't like her before I even saw her. Just the way they were reacting when they knew she was coming early. She's 15 minutes early, and the office is in panic.
Based on a real
Yeah,
person.
That's power.
She
Well,
is
that
based on a real
person probably sucks.
Based on a real person. The chief editor for Vogue.
Chief
right?
yes, Anna Wintour, chief editor for Vogue.
Yeah, the author of the book was an intern for her for a time.
I just can't imagine working for someone like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah. Well, it worked. Very effective.
People,
Do you share the sentiment that she has no redeeming qualities? Because you did a
No, I
slight
hold her
head
up
turn.
to an elite status. I think she's
like
goals.
it.
Oh,
Like,
I'd call her elite, but
this whole
that's
time
not a
it
good
made
thing.
me just want to go back to college and be a snooty designer again and like be like, oh, that's not the kerning's whack. You know, like I miss that kind of like perfectionism. Like now it's just like so
Okay.
ugh. But man, I really like the culture of like being cutthroat and catty. It's so funny to me.
You're
This
raising
movie's
your
got
hand
so
like
many
we're
great
in,
lines.
You're raising
Oh.
your hand like we're in preschool.
yeah.
What's
So this isn't interesting because there is a lot of discussion about this movie, and we have just naturally brought up the two camps. There's a little group of people that say, like Carl's side, Miranda is top of her game. She's queen. She's career
she's
goals.
the girl boss of girl boss.
Like if she was a man, people wouldn't like
yeah.
look at her the way they look at her.
If she's a man, she's Simon Cowell.
And
He's an asshole, but lots of people like him.
So, people think Andy's boyfriend and friends are being the worst. They're not being
my
supportive. But
They're
then the other
tough to
side
fix.
her
is
boyfriend is the only good person in the movie.
Yeah, there's that side. Like, is Andy sacrificing her values and what she believes in?
I think they both
Yes.
suck at communicating. Can I just say I'm in
Yeah.
neither camp? I'm squarely in the middle.
Yeah?
I was
Interesting.
watching the movie going, I understand the push and pull here. And I was just, I kind of like on this, if there's a war going on between these two camps, I've got a lawn chair in the middle with a beer. Like, look at these guys. Carl, is there a like graphical design equivalent to Priestley that you're like,
Oh,
that's it? Like I know
like
you guys,
somebody that embodies that in the design world.
right? Like is top of the design game, but also like
What's the
really knows it and is a dick about it.
stag something? I can't remember his name.
Sagmeister,
Yeah.
Stefan Sagmeister. Well, I don't know that anybody's like that same level of like cutthroat, but like I've only really seen them speak at Adobe Max when they're being charming. So, but like Paula Scher is another one that owns like Pentagram, and she like is probably the closest analog to that. But
She did some big
don't
stuff,
know.
yeah.
I just know
but
that
she's probably
graphic
Wait,
designers
what?
got big old heads. So I was wondering, like, it's just egos.
Yeah.
Like the way that I've done it is correct, which I sympathize with. I'm like that about everything,
I mean, it's true.
but not design.
Everyone
'cause I
else
don't know
is
anything about
wrong.
it.
Yeah, I feel like if you can get to that level, you should operate at that level.
I like it.
Like,
Own your expertise, kind of.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Miranda Priestley backs it up. Like, she doesn't just, it's justified in their response. Like, 'cause she knows what she's doing. She can make it all happen. She knows what she wants.
She pulls. She knows what strings to pull to keep her power,
she's
which
got
is super legit.
an encyclopedic knowledge of like fashion. Like, she's well connected. I think it's justified her behavior.
It is not justified though. She cannot empathize with any other person other than herself. She's an absolute narcissist. She doesn't care about how anything she says or does is affecting other people.
Because other people would do it wrong.
Do you want to have to? Like, I don't want to have to think about what my behavior does to other people. I just want to do my thing. Yeah. Like, in my perfect world, if I could have my egg thing take off and be like, walk in and be like, where are my panels? And like, just be like snooty about like paint and whatever. Like, that'd be the dream.
Yeah, but you would never be stranded in another city and ask someone to figure out how to get you a flight in the middle of a hurricane and then be mad about it.
No. But what if what the difference is if Carl had to say, go get me 50 canvases for egg backgrounds, and I want X amount of this, X amount of that, X amount, or just go get me canvases. That's the difference. Like, you should know what kind of canvases we need because you know what season it is. It's October. Mm-hmm. We need spider webs. We need ghosts. We need zombies. We need this and that. Like, that's the thing is, go get me 50 skirts. What season is it? What patterns are in? What color palette? What's in the style? You should know that. Is the argument. You should know. I shouldn't have to tell you. Yeah. If I have to tell you what to get me, you've already failed, was the point.
Ooh. No, you're right. And I think to a level that is fine. I think she just takes it too far.
Like, if I had a guitar tech,
I think outside of the magazine, she's a bad person.
But you can't pull her outside.
But the magazine is all she is.
No, because that's all she is. That's her whole life.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Right?
She just takes it too far. She takes it too far.
She's found something that like she's made hers. She's built it from the ground up. She's maintained it, and it's like she's poured everything into it. So I think it'd be crazy not to expect everyone else to kind of meet her at least halfway.
The flaw is throwing an assistant into shark-infested waters in the onboarding process. Like you don't make the boss necessarily change the way that they do things, but Emily, like, if we're not making a movie here, then Emily and Andy have like 2 weeks of like, okay, here's what she means when she says this. Here's what kind of coffee she wants when she says this. Here's when she's going to just throw her coat and purse at you. Here's what that means. Here's where you put it.
There was none of that. Yeah.
Straight to the wolves.
Also, if every girl in America wants this job, why did they even hire her?
Because all of the silly girls had been disappointments. She wanted to hire the smart fat girl.
Why did she apply there, though?
Yeah, she didn't even do her research. She didn't even know she was.
Applying everywhere.
Applying to journalism magazines. Like, it's the biggest fashion magazine in this movie universe.
She could have also maybe applied to like the publisher, and then they happened to have an opening at that magazine, but not another one.
Okay, they did say that there were 2 options. It was that magazine and then an auto journalist magazine, and I was like, take the auto! That's the dream, dude.
She could have been
on TopGear.com.
She could have been in a flannel driving a lifted truck.
But she got to wear the Chanel boots, guys.
Nick, automotive
That's when she sold her soul.
Don't drive lifted trucks. They drive things that are good.
I would sell my soul for those clothes.
Now,
she did sell her soul. So
she did. That was the point. It is an interesting. I compared this to The Proposal, and really, as a movie, they're nothing alike because The Proposal is the movie you want, where the big mean boss lady has growth and turns into something else. Yep. That's even though it's not really the case because The Proposal kind of ends where it starts, which is what makes it really interesting. I think that's a good movie.
She's had
literally
some growth.
At the beginning of this movie, I wrote down Miranda better have a big turnaround for this to pay off.
Ooh,
and she doesn't.
She has none.
Instead of Andy going in and turning the magazine people around, she becomes one of them, and that sucks.
She does learn to respect Andy. You can kind of see that in her face at the end. She like smiles
after Andy
like,
completely
my protege's grown.
After Andy changes herself and almost throws her entire life away.
No, I'm saying when she leaves.
When she leaves.
And she goes and gets her own thing.
When they see each other at the end.
No. Well, before that, it's the conversation in the car of you already did because you threw Emily under the bus to go to Fashion Week.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, I'm turning into you. And she bones out.
Yeah.
That's the growth. It's just, this is an hour and 49-minute movie. So, Act 3 is like 10 minutes. Or the resolution of the movie is like 10 minutes. It's interesting to me that you focus more on Priestley because that's not the character that was in most of my notes.
Who was in most of your notes?
Emily.
Really?
Interesting.
Actually, I have this question. I'm gonna bring up the question, then I'm gonna go, and then we can talk about who y'all think. Maybe you can give us more on whoever. What was your favorite acting performance in the movie? Is my question, and we can kind of extend it to favorite character. For me, it was Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt, I think, acted the hell for her first breakout role. Here's what it was for me. When Andy goes to the office for the first time, the first character that gives us, establishes Priestley's aura and reign of terror over the office, the hecticness of the job, the everything, is Emily. She does it by being a bit of a see you next Thursday. But I think she acts that to perfection. But everything that with the gravity of the situation, the rudeness of the whole model fashion culture, everything we get from Emily Blunt's character in the first 5 minutes. And it's really good. And she is that way the whole time. Like when she is on screen, she's the screen, she's the scene. And it's really cool. My second favorite character was Stanley Tucci because he was
Nigel.
Nigel was the same but different. Whereas Emily refused to help Andy at all, Stanley Tucci was just as much kind of a bastard, but kind of took her under a wing a bit. I mean, he called her.
He was a little warmer.
The whole time. Yeah.
I felt like he was more self-aware, though.
He made fun of her for being in the well, but then threw the rope down too.
Yeah.
For Emily gives her the shoes at first, but then Stanley's like, some of this might fit you, and gives her the clothes.
No, Stanley Tucci gives her the shoes.
The scene in the elevator, he introduces her to that other guy by her full name, so he respects her enough to at least call her
the right name.
Yeah. So there's that. He kind of reminded me of the Jiminy Cricket of this movie.
Yes. The fairy godmother, if you will.
He is the fairy godmother. Yeah, that's very good. Very good to Jiminy Cricket.
He's kind of the guide. Yeah.
He is also wearing the whole of Manhattan on his hand. He's got the biggest ring in the world. All 5 boroughs in that one stone. Crazy, dude.
And a shocker to no one, I don't recall a ring on his hand at all.
It was so big.
What do you do with your eyes when movies are on?
I was too busy having anxiety over the idea of working for someone like that.
Cameron had some anxiety.
I had actual anxiety.
I did for the first 10 minutes or so. I was like, this is a lot. And then you fall in, and I was good. But
I wanted to say, I'm glad that Emily's character stood out to you so much because Emily Blunt made a point to make herself look busy in the background. Every scene she was like, I'm going to throw myself into this. This isn't Emily enough. So every scene she was trying to put that extra little something in there, and
I think it's perfect.
It stood out to you.
It's not
every single reaction she has, her eye rolls are just so perfect.
So good.
It's so fed up.
Yeah,
it's what she doesn't say.
Yeah.
Her character has one note, but not one dimension. She's just a bitch the whole time, but she's not one dimensional about it because she's got the disdain and just not even paying attention to Andy at first. But then later on the flip side with that big meeting where they're supposed to study all the names and she's sick and she forgets the one person that's walking towards and the panic in her voice, on her face, and in her body language was great. And it was such a good contrast between her and Andy, who knew who it was and waited kind of for Emily to pull it out. And I don't think maliciously, and then just steps up and goes, here's who it is. Here's who he's dating. There you go.
I feel like she paused for a little bit just to let her freak out.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that. I think it was she was trying to give her a chance.
Give her time to...
Because she's the first assistant.
Step on her toes.
They want to step on her toes.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't pick one character. They're all great.
No character performance.
They're all great. Meryl Streep as Miranda is incredible. Anne Hathaway is also just perfect in this role, I think. Everyone's great. I can't pick one.
I did think that we were going to have more Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, kind of buddy cop interaction.
Oh.
I thought it would be those two kind of working together and Anne Hathaway would become more and more useful, and there would be camaraderie.
Nope.
That's kind of how I thought it was going to play out. Not the Meryl Streep turns good angle. I wasn't necessarily expecting that, but I was expecting kind of more of a partnership there to develop, and that's just not really how it went, which is good. I think it would have been a worse movie if it, I think then you are going to have like a Steve Carell film, and that's just not the vibe that this had. Any standout outfits? That's mostly for Danielle because I didn't pay attention. Well, what I wrote down is fashion is something that largely bounces off my eyeballs unless it's appalling. Like Andy's pageboy hat, capri pants, high-waisted giant belts.
The capri pants were bad.
The hat was trash. And the hat was when she was supposed to be like in. Like she's got the fashion now. She's dropping off the book for the millionth time.
It was 2006.
Yeah. You like when capri pants came on the scene, which is also when she's supposed to be fashionable, you like cried out to the gods.
Well, I feel like most of the outfits hold up pretty well, I think. But then there's just a few details that it's like, oof, nope, that would not fly anymore. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie imprinted on me just my desire to be cute all the time.
Infinity
I feel like
scarves,
it's because of this.
high boots,
Is that I'm just like, must be cute.
Apple
Like-
bottom jeans.
boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur. Why are you going
really
apple
was looking
bottom
at it.
Or
jeans?
because she fell
I
down
don't
the
know.
stairs.
The whole montage where she's changing from coats, like the white coat with the hat, the bright
Is that
green
the one
coat
where, like,
with the cheetah.
the bright
traffic,
green
like
coat,
she's
yeah,
going
yeah.
behind
Yes.
trucks and has a different outfit,
Yes.
and yeah, that was cool.
The hippie outfit with the short dress, with the boots, the Chanel boot. Every
she-
outfit is good almost.
Is she doing this all herself at
No,
this
she's
point?
getting
or
it
is
from the-
Nigel still just giving her
Yeah,
everything?
she's getting it from the brand, from like the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perks of the biz.
Her green dress at the end. Ugh.
Yeah, I didn't
So
I
good.
didn't retain anything good. I just retained like dated accessories and stuff.
While we're
That's
on
tragic.
the topic of clothing, most of Emily's character is wearing Vivienne Westwood, which is a brand favorite of Cameron's favorite, Jeff Davis.
Jeff Brian Davis wears exclusively Vivienne Westwood suits almost.
So I had to bring that up for
and
you.
ties and shirts. He's a big. He's the only reason I know that name. I don't know anything about fashion. I can't be bothered.
But you know Vivienne Westwood.
But I know about Vivienne Westwood because of Jeff Davis. Yeah,
So there
You
you
gotta
go.
get something
yeah.
from her.
I think she
Yes.
passed away within the last couple of years. She might have died in 2020.
I should know that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's the
I'll
late
pay that close.
Vivienne
Rip.
Westwood.
It's out of my tax bracket.
Oh God, yes. Okay.
Carl,
Can
did any
we-
outfits stand out to you?
The green one, the green jacket, and then I don't know if I can't really remember much about the outfit, but when they were at that final scene in the car, both Miranda and Andy kind of had like the same cut on their like
Oh,
dress to kind of show
yeah.
that they're being very similar or like becoming each other. So I thought that was
good.
pretty cool. I don't know, the fashion was all pretty standout. I can't I liked the hat honestly, like the old
I like the hat
something.
too.
It felt very like French, and I was like, ooh la la. And Andy with bangs for some reason, just it really works for me.
I do like they had a scene relatively early on when Andy's still kind of the ugly duckling. She
Yep.
hasn't turned into the swan yet. And it's when they're comparing the two belts that look very different. And they're both turquoise belts, and they do look exactly the same. Except for their buckles. The buckles were completely different.
Yes.
So I was like, that's a little dumb.
That changes everything.
And I liked how, because, at that point in the movie, we're just kind of taking everybody's word that Priestley is a fashion expert, like just because we're being told that, which is fine.
She backs it up.
But then they show it with the whole cerulean sweater.
Sweater's not blue. It's actually cerulean.
And then the whole background by that. And your sweater is only that color because of what high fashion was decades ago, which is super cool.
From
and
a
then I was
pile of
like,
stuff.
I dare her to do that with my wardrobe.
This stuff.
I don't know what she would say
Which is
about
the
you.
same black T-shirt and the same Levi jeans and the same.
What's the history
Vans.
of the black T-shirt? It probably has a rich history that she would
She'd
educate
probably
you
just
on.
call me like a tiny like knockoff asshole Steve Jobs. So you wear the same thing every day.
Yeah.
That's what she'd call Carl right now.
Ooh.
That turtleneck.
Well, the turtleneck's cool and the hat is fantastic. So
No.
I'm not wearing my hat because I can't be bothered. Also, I wore earbuds for like 9 hours today. I don't want to have IEMs in. Can't get headphones around a bill.
True. Can we talk about the creepy not reporter, but like the author dude?
Christian?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Christian. I couldn't think of his name.
Gildery Lockhart looking guy.
That dude is kind of a creep.
Was it Christian Thompson? Yeah, I wrote him down as asshole girlfriend stealer.
Girlfriend stealer. Yep.
That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, he was pretty relentless.
He's a bit forward, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was interesting because he represented like kind of the devil on her shoulder. The boyfriends were kind of like the angel and the devil, like Tom and Jerry old cartoon trope. Like you had the one going, be true to yourself. This isn't who you are, blah, blah, blah. And then you had Christian going, you got to like be ghastly to kind of move up and get what you want. You got to play the game. And he represented the ultimate because he knew like this famous publisher or whatever that like her industry was journalism. That's what she wanted to be.
She like wrote a paper on him or something.
Yeah,
in
and like
college.
he was gonna like give this guy the manuscript or whatever. So he kind of he was the forbidden fruit while being the devil in the show. Like he was a really interesting part of the plot that I liked. Although, like, it kind of ended up going... His downfall, so to speak, was the result of just something else at play, which was interesting. Like, she didn't so as much as, like, flip him off and tell him to go kill himself, but it was... he was dismissed by, like, other parts of the plot.
Well, she kind of did tell him that. But then, like...
I'm not your baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
She kind of did, like, once she found the mock-up, was just kind of like, excuse me.
After she slumped him.
Yeah.
Which brings up the friends question. Is it cheating if you're on a break?
Here, I've thought a lot about this.
Of course you have. Friends has been around for 20 years.
I love Friends. Like, it's not cheating, but that doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a day.
Although, I wrote down...
It's been a day. Maybe, like, take a breather.
I wrote down, I feel like there's another shoe yet to drop in Andrea and Nate's relationship, since she had sex with Christian while they were on a break. And then I had to write, edit. According to the plot summary, they did agree to stay in touch as friends. They don't end the movie back together.
I'm sorry.
He goes to that's what the plot summary said.
Well, I've always wondered how that works, but he says like they have Jarlsberg in Boston. He's telling her he's going to make her his grilled cheese.
I don't know. I think
super
it's
expensive cheese.
I think what we can take from that is it's open-ended.
Interesting.
Because they
Open
obviously
relationship.
They obviously have a lot to work through because she screwed that guy.
Yeah.
So, Dick Dastardly over there.
But she had some to drink.
Some to drink.
Some
that
to
makes
drink.
it all better.
Alcohol always helps.
It's justified. Yeah.
Situations.
It didn't matter to him. He
Officer,
still slept
I
with her.
couldn't remember that my license was suspended. I had some to drink.
Forgot I wasn't supposed to drive. I had something to drink.
Yeah. Get that man his keys.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Crazy.
La 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 la.
Where was the job she got in the end then?
New York.
New York.
That's where he went. Where
No, he was
Boston.
going
To Boston.
to Boston.
I kind of
Be
assumed
the
it was
sous
wherever
chef
he
at
went.
something.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting.
No, because the paper that she got hired at, the first like 2 words in it were New York, and his restaurant was explicitly
know me?
in Boston. Yeah, we've done this 83 times, and you don't seem to retain any information when you watch a movie.
I definitely
It's
thought
insane.
they went back together. So
No.
I did too.
Yeah, same.
But it was always confusing.
The paper was called the New York Globe, and he was in Boston.
Well, like, how far is New York to Boston?
Hours.
I don't know. I've
don't
never
know.
been there.
Yeah.
I always wondered how it worked out if they did long distance, but to me, they make it seem like they get back together.
I don't think that's what we're supposed to be thinking about when the movie ends.
I think when she leaves Miranda, I just kind of stop watching and go, good for everybody. Just go like, everything worked out in the end. I don't think I started paying attention.
No, you know what I was wondering
man.
is what happened to that weird phone?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll never
I
know.
bet they sold it on eBay.
For $1,000, $1,100 or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Since we're talking about Nate, like, are you guys on his side? Should he have been more supportive,
It's
or
tough
was
to
he an
figure out
asshole?
because in the one scene, he's like listening to her when she's venting about Miranda. He's like, he gives her a glass of wine. He's making her grilled cheese. So it seems like he's being like a doting and dutiful boyfriend, but then he's kind of a dick and a baby too. So it's like, I can't really get
There's
a
not
feel.
enough scenes with him for me to be able to pass a character judgment, which is kind of a weird thing for me to say as someone who snap judges everyone and is usually right.
Yeah. He's kind of just like a fixture to kind of provide comparison to Annie where she is along her journey. It's like if he's happy with her, then she's whatever. If he's mad, then she's closer to Miranda. It's just kind of like a barometer check. But it's he's not. He's more of a background character.
Yeah, it's like
everyone else is. Yeah, everyone else is kind of like one note. Miranda or Andy's really the only one that does kind of change.
Yeah, it's like how many nights of her bitching about her job and yet not doing anything about it did we miss in the movie? Like, is he just fed up with like, if you hate it so much, stop going there? Like,
and then she tells him that she did quit, and then ends up not.
Because of the Harry Potter thing.
And then he goes and gets stuff to celebrate. So I don't know, but he's also like, it's hard to gauge if he's like mad that she's changing.
Well, the
or
birthday
if he's mad
was
that,
the
like,
line. I think that was the cross line, clearly, because he's like, I'm gonna go to bed.
And the rest of her friends just kind of leech off of her. They like just kind of take the free stuff and her like they don't take her job seriously.
The female friend that confronts her for talking to a Christian at one point, but her reaction I thought was like way too unrealistic and strong for that situation.
Like, I feel like, was he a little bit, flirty, but had he really crossed a big line at that point?
I don't think so.
I don't
think
so. They're in
talking to
public.
a guy outside over drinks is...
Well, he kissed her.
And then her reaction to the kiss, I think, is what really...
the side eye.
Right, but then do you explode and go like, this isn't the person I used to know. Remember when you were better than it? Like, who is
that may be like the last
realistically...
straw, because like how many hangs did they have where she left and got a call? Like how many other like scenes are we not seeing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who's realistically having not only that conversation, but in the middle of public? Yeah. It's just kind of that scene of all the scenes was the least believable to me. I was like, that's a bit of an overt reaction there for this, but we had to. I guess they needed something they needed to really hit us over the head with the cricket bat of like, oh, she's changing more than just her clothes. Because without that, I guess you just go, oh, she's committed to the job, and then it's just the movie is Lady Has Job, which
gets good at job.
Yeah.
Which that brings me to a question, actually. What message is the movie trying to get across?
It's a good question.
Don't sell your soul for a job, but if you do, it might work out and give you a killer reference.
So there's one quote in the movie that is repeated like 4 times, I think, and it's 1,000,000 girls would kill for this job. And I feel like that's kind of the theme. It's like this generalization.
So
it's like
it goes of this movie.
Yeah, like I don't really have any like direction to take it other than like 1,000,000 girls seems kind of like any girl. It's like kind of generalizing, and then would kill for this job, which is like fashion. So like what does that say? Like
I think more so they're twisting the knife because she doesn't care about fashion or didn't. So they're like, we've got people lined up out the door who care about this industry that would love to be in your position, but you are. So it's kind of be thankful.
And she's like
for
the
what
one in
you
a
have.
million that could do it, but then chose not to.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then the whole like Miranda's gives her the good reference at the end and does the smile in the car afterwards, which the smile was like noted really early in the movie as something that never happens.
Last seen at Tom Ford in 2002.
Yeah, something like that.
I may not be right.
So that was interesting. So it's like, we've got it's odd because Miranda, she does have good traits, but she is benevolent. I don't know. I think the middle of the middle view is kind of the best one to have, if I can toot my own horn, because it seeing both sides of the thing is the point of the movie. I think. I don't think we're supposed to take a side necessarily.
Intent.
Nick doesn't see it. Nick's just like, no.
Nick, the guy who didn't notice anything in the movie, has a thought.
Oh, shut up. Sorry I didn't notice a ring on a finger.
It was huge. It was bigger than your phone. It was gigantic, dude. It would be one of those, you can't miss it, is what the road sign going up to the ring would say. Because it would have a road sign.
What's his name's watch?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it's Chuck Teleska's watch.
His hand is just on the ground because it's so heavy.
Yeah, he bangs that
him.
thing on door jams. It's humongous. Humongous. Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting movie to me. I have more questions,
Ask them.
I think.
Let's see.
I was gonna say, I feel like this movie had pretty perfect pacing. Like it feels like it goes by pretty quickly, whereas like Spider-Verse was like weird with it. So I was like, it was nice to have something that was like, oh, nice, we're
And
breezing
short.
along.
I would say it's on
Hour
the
49,
Yeah.
which was great. And I feel like if it would have been any longer, it would have been worse.
We didn't need it.
Well, I wonder. It's one of those where it's like, oh, this is an hour 49. I wonder how much was on the cutting room floor.
True.
But good for them. One of my questions is for you two, the boys. This is obviously a chick flick based on chick lit. Was it enjoyable at all, or are you a rampant misogynist?
Oh my god.
Nick, are you a rampant misogynist?
Neither. It's neither.
So, Carl, you enjoyed it.
It was rampant misogynist or what?
Did you enjoy it?
No, I like it a lot. Like
good.
I laughed a ton in this movie.
Carl,
like it is
a
very
feminist.
funny.
For the people.
I mean, this movie is satirical. I mean, it kind of is
Yes.
like a little.
It's taking the piss
so-
out of the fashion industry 100%.
Yeah, I mean, even like the
At the
comparison,
peak
like calling
Project Runway and Next Top
Yeah.
Model. The peak of it.
like calling Andy fat. It's like, come on, like only by fashion standards. Like it's like so
but
ridiculous.
they don't do anything really to
Right.
To change that.
to walk
Yeah.
that back at all.
No.
They don't do anything, which is the crime that this movie, if it has one crime, I think that's it. But also, again, it is kind of its admittedly inexcusable era. I don't
even
know how
that.
much.
I mean, I think just that the fact that it's satirical, you can kind of forgive a lot of that.
kind of,
stuff.
but Heidi Klum was in it. Like, she's in the movie.
And Giselle Bundchen.
Yeah.
And I'm probably saying her last name wrong, but
Yeah, like there's real fashion people in the movie at the first fashion.
which was
Well, same with
hard.
Zoolander. That movie was absurd.
Haven't seen
Me
Zoolander.
either.
All I know is that this
Oh, we should do
is
fashion months and just
something
do
for
God.
ants. Something about
Yeah.
ants. That's all I
I
know.
don't wanna
about
spoil
A
Zoolander.
it. You
lot
gotta
of
watch it.
people in this movie, like they had trouble finding locations. They had trouble getting designers to like donate their clothes. They had trouble signing models because everybody was afraid of Anna Wintour like getting blackballed by her because
The
they were
real Vogue
involved.
magazine
The real
person.
Vogue magazine lady. Because like that's
funny.
how, and apparently like Miranda's office like is a direct copy of Anna Wintour's office. And like when she saw this movie, she went and immediately redecorated her office because she was like, how did they know? Like, how did they redo it to a T that well? Like, that's crazy.
Well, there's
That's wild.
another assistant of hers, the real life person, that kind of said of the book and the movie, like, oh, if you weren't such a shit assistant, you wouldn't have these views of this fashion icon, basically, kind of being an Emily in real life, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of defensiveness from the fashion industry based around this, which is cool. And that brings me to a question I have for Danielle, who would maybe be the only person on the podcast who could answer this.
That's me.
If I can find it. Holy crap.
What is your question? I stand ready.
I don't know
I
if
sit
I
ready,
wrote
I'm
the
not
question
standing.
down
Oh no.
We'll never
that I
know.
meant to ask. Oh, okay. I'll kind of just, I have it in my brain loosely. Is women's fashion still kind of like this?
I feel like you kind of asked that at the top. I mean, I think
That was more
so.
body.
But I
image
mean
stuff.
more
body
of
image
more
stuff.
as the industry and less as the clothes as a product.
More is the industry.
Like, is
Like
it
the
still this
people?
cutthroat and
oh, probably.
crazy, okay.
Definitely.
And then I have another one.
I think so.
Follow up to that.
I'm not that close
Yeah,
to it.
I mean, somebody
but-
at work used to work for Urban Outfitters,
Yeah.
and they would describe like the panic of we got to update this, we got to change this on site. So I think it still probably is pretty. It's just fast moving. I think Cutthroat is just a byproduct of that.
But what makes women's fashion, at least optically, so much more cutthroat than men's? Is it just that we generally, as a population, stereotypically don't give a shit?
Yeah, I mean, I think with human beings, the women are the, like in nature, the males are the ones that have to attract the mate, but in human beings, the females are the ones that are the
Yeah.
mate attractors.
Yeah. I just don't like, I couldn't really give you men's fashion brands. Carl probably could, like J. Crew comes to mind.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
not.
God, yeah.
I
But
don't
is that
even think
men's?
That's both, really.
It's both.
It's like mid-level fashion. I feel like that's not like high fashion. I don't know anything about high fashion.
I buy my t-shirts at JCPenney. That's what I know.
Because, you know, like, yeah, for me, it's
my
all
extent of
like,
fashion.
I have to have Vans, but that's not fashion. You know what I mean? It's
No.
like, it's streetwear. I've got,
Well,
I
fashion
have
is a
to-
spectrum, though.
It is, but so I guess high fashion, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I have my brands I'm low to. I will only wear Levi's jeans, only ever
Yep.
wear Levi's.
Same.
You know what I mean? But like, you know, I buy Ebbets Field flannel hats and I love those, but that's all niche stuff. Again, with Vans, it's like they're just comfortable and they look good with everything. So I just don't know. I don't know why we don't care.
I don't know, because
Like Carl
You're
is
men?
at least I'd call him stylish.
Carl is stylish.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I mean, look at that hat.
On a good day. I mean, I wear just black and that's it. So.
Audio
Same.
listeners are
Always kinda
missing
cheap.
out.
We
this
all wear
episode.
black, but you do it
Yeah.
different than we do. And I don't know what that means.
I just have more collar on my neck.
That's true. That would
That's all.
stress me. I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd feel like I was.
I
would have
I
a
just
panic
trimmed and it's like picking at my like little hairs and it's driving me crazy. But I'm being strong for you guys.
It's the worst. Let's do an extended-ish hit me or miss because I want to let Nick monologue about why he hated this movie.
Well,
Though he didn't
I
see it
had a
after that.
question before we go to that.
Okay.
What would you guys do if you were Andy about the Paris decision? Would you go to Paris?
The Paris is no, because I hate traveling.
Okay, but if
The
it's your
problem
job,
is she
It wouldn't
didn't
be.
have a choice.
Everybody has a choice.
Yeah, quit the job that you've thrown your life away for, or go to Paris.
Yeah, you quit the job.
wow.
I mean, yeah.
Listen, I'm very.
Then the movie ends.
I'm very, and
Yeah.
everyone here can attest that I don't care at all. I'll do whatever I want. Company wise, I don't play the game to my detriment or otherwise. I don't play the game. I've never played the corporate game. Don't ask me what I think if you don't want to hear it. And I'm not playing. Even at GameStop, like you were graded at GameStop when I worked there by the amount of pre-orders and Power Up Rewards signups you got. I didn't care. I was always at the bottom, and they didn't fire me because I don't care. I'm not playing your game, dude. And I guess that's principle to a degree, but it's more of just like I'm not gonna do
You're not
what
gonna
I
be
don't
unhappy.
want to do. Yeah, like F you. I would be perfectly happy like working at a job that just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like I'll go be a barista for $12 an hour. If I could afford to live
Those
still.
are essential employees, Cameron.
I know they are. And I couldn't even drink the stuff, dude.
Oh,
like,
Cameron
yeah,
is
I
a
don't-
barista. That's ironic.
It's really funny. Yeah, it'd be like it's like a
only makes
sober
black coffee.
bartender. But yeah, I don't know. I
feel like
I wouldn't
they
play the
pulled the
game. So yeah,
punch.
I would stay home.
Yeah, I feel like they pulled the punch a little bit on the Paris thing because
It didn't affect
she
her. It
was
affected
calling
Emily.
her. Wait, what?
It didn't affect her. It ended up affecting Emily. So it was weird.
Well, it's cause she was supposed to tell her she wasn't going, but then she like literally couldn't go because she broke her leg. So
she got
it's
hit
like
by a
it's-
car, which was
right.
hilarious.
So it's like that's not. It seems kind of like it wasn't Andy's choice anyway, because it's like she's not going to be able to go. Somebody's got to go. It's going
wonder
to be
if that
Andy.
was
It
in the
wasn't like
book
she
or if that
said,
was
"Hey, you're
edited.
capable of going, and I'm taking your spot."
I can answer that.
Like, did they soften that
sorry, what'd you
blow?
say?
No. So in the book, Lily actually gets hit by the car. Her friend, not Emily. Actually,
Emily's
Lily.
friend.
Yeah. Well, so Emily gets
Who's Lily? Which one's Lily?
her friend that gets the purse.
Okay.
So
Okay.
her friend is the one that has an accident. Emily, I think, actually does get sick, but it's not as like it's not a broken leg trauma.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different in the book, but there is still
And
like
you've read the book, right?
it's been a while.
Okay.
But yeah, it was way more adult than I was expecting when I
really?
read this. Yeah. Because I think I probably read this in early high school. It was because I was like, I love this movie. And then I read the book and I was like, there's some adult themes in this that I wasn't 15-year-old me wasn't ready to understand.
Some spiciness.
Some spiciness.
I mean, the movie starts off with some adult themes with everybody just getting dressed.
Yes, it does.
Oh
So,
yeah,
hits the
we
ground
get
running.
Cleavage shots like right from the outset.
Yeah.
It was like a Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Ass shots and spandex.
Yeah.
Although not as good. Just kidding.
This is way better than Batman and Robin.
Objectively, it's a better movie. Yeah. Batman and Robin is one of the worst movies ever. You have anything else
Nope.
before we move on? In this
we can move
mess
on.
of an episode. All right, let's do Hitman and Miss. We'll make Nick go before Carl, but third. We'll go. First. We'll go with Danielle first because it's her movie,
Chaos.
so this is obvious.
Well, obviously for me, it's a hit. I mean, me and my mom and my sister watched this movie a million times together. We quote it. We love it. My dog's scratching the carpet underneath me right now, making some noise.
Underneath you?
I don't know where she is.
Where's Elfie?
She's somewhere.
This is great for the audio.
This is really.
No, she's under Nick. That's why Nick feels.
Aww.
Elfie.
It's a bean.
Oh, she's under there, like, and able to leave. But whatever, she can stay there.
She's chilling.
Hit for you.
Anyways, hit for me. I love the fashion. I love Anne Hathaway. I love Meryl Streep. I love Emily Blunt. I love everything. I love Stanley Tucci. I love the plots. I love Paris.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
So hit.
Hit. I'm gonna go hit as well. Would I ever watch this again on purpose? No. But was I bored at any point? No.
Yay!
Was I angry at any point? No. It's like
Nice.
it felt like this is groundbreaking. All right. It felt like watching a movie. You know, just
Wow.
a movie happened. I sat in front of a TV.
Flowers in spring,
ahead.
groundbreaking.
I sat in front of a TV for roughly 2 hours and went, all right. I also had a paper plane and a gin and tonic while enjoying it, and that
Very
helped.
nice.
So
Would you like?
Turn it on. Some things happen.
and I went, cool.
And then it ends.
Stop
And I
happening.
went, yeah, exactly. Exactly. This for me was whatever movie you said that about.
Big Lebowski.
Was it about Big Lebowski?
Big Lebowski
think so.
is more polarizing, I think, than this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's bigger highs and lower lows in Big Lebowski.
I forget. We'll have to look it up.
What'd you like better, this or The Intern?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, The Intern.
The Intern's so good.
By miles.
cute.
The Intern's great. That's a movie where Anne Hathaway is the boss bitch. That's a good movie. Were we married or dating when we saw the movie?
We would have been
I think it was a
dating.
date.
It was a date.
Our first movie we saw on a date was Paper Towns,
Towns.
which is the biggest piece of
It
dog
was
shit movie.
trash.
I wanted to fight John Green
Yeah.
with my
Feel like I've
fists.
seen that.
That movie sucks, dude. And you know what's worse? The book.
Is that the one where she is like sick and
she
can't...
disappears. No, that's Fault in Our Stars.
Fault in Our Stars.
No, I haven't seen that. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
Paper Towns, she like disappears and leaves clues or whatever.
You've seen The Fault in Our Stars?
I don't think
That's
so.
The
kind
things
of
you cherry pick
I
to
don't
watch
crazy
are
pull.
so insane.
That's a crazy pull. You know, Paper Towns is like, oh, I've met this girl. She's super great. And then she disappears and leaves a bunch of hints for him. And then he follows all his hints, finds her at the end, and then she F's off.
And then she's like, yeah, I didn't want you to find me or whatever.
There's no payoff.
He goes home.
John Green was writing that movie and just being a bastard.
Yeah.
But I love him. I love both the Green brothers. But what the hell, John?
Oh, that John Green.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's a multi-time New York Times best-selling author.
Huh.
Yeah, he wrote Paper Towns, Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska.
It just seems like too much
Turtles
of
all the
a
way down.
teen romance
Yeah,
to be him.
that's what he writes.
I apparently don't know enough about
Carl,
him.
hit, miss, or miss?
This movie's a hit for me. I think it does a lot of good things, like montage and monologue. It knocks it out of the park with both of those. It's so good. The pacing's fantastic. God, it's funny too. I don't know. The fashion's fun. It's also, I'm gonna try to be careful here, but it's a women-led movie, but it doesn't feel like we're girls and we get it done. You know, it just feels like a woman experience. You know, it's not like woke, which I hate that word because what does it even fucking mean anymore? But it just feels like a
woke, by the
movie
way.
about women. You know what I mean? Like you could change it to be all men and it would be the same movie just with men. So I think they did a good job with that
Ooh,
before it
like
was
that.
like a big issue. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hit.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I don't know if it has, like, the difficulty with female-led movies remains the same in 2006 as it is now, which is, I wouldn't go see this of my own volition, I don't think. And I think that's an indictment on myself. You know what I mean? But, like, this is definitely geared towards an audience. It's a fashion movie.
Yeah.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
know?
And I think as a non-fashion person, I was like, that was a good movie. I watched that and I went, cool. And then I watched a hour and 49-minute documentary on model trains. Not a joke. When I went to bed, I get to finish it tonight. I'm really excited.
Same
Oh my
amount of
gosh.
time you spent on this movie.
Yeah, it was way
Model
better.
Trains.
Way
Model
better.
Trains.
James
Nice.
May narrated it. It's the best. All right, Nick. What is your problem with The Devil Wears Prada? Other than, like, you missed half the movie.
Wow, I didn't miss
Eyes were
anything.
closed. You missed the
I
biggest
missed a ring. I missed a ring. Shut up.
You missed the biggest ring in cinema history. It's bigger than the Blood Diamond. It was gigantic. I've seen the Blood Diamond. It was bigger than that.
Well, I didn't see it because I was too disappointed in freaking Andy in this movie.
Wow.
Because I feel like, okay, I'm
Nick's
gonna
like
give
a-
it.
Nick's like a sad, disappointed dad that just doesn't understand.
I am her dad. I don't get it.
Why'd you drop out
You
of
have all
law
this,
school? Yeah, exactly.
all these degrees. I'm kind of her dad
Yeah.
because, like,
And you know what the retort
she's
was?
set up.
I'm doing what I want.
Yeah. So she's set up to be like, she's good from the start. Like, she's a good person, right?
Spilled my beer.
And she's told she doesn't belong in this magazine, that she's not good enough. And that made me want to see the good person go into the magazine, continue to be themselves a good person,
And get fired, and then the movie's 30
and
minutes.
have success. So I'm like, oh, she's going to turn freaking
Emily Miranda.
Miranda's character around. Like, Miranda's going to be the person that does the flip. But instead, she goes to the magazine and says, screw it, I'll throw my life away for my career, and just becomes one of them.
Yeah, that's the plot.
I hate that. I hate it. There's no...
It's only a momentary falter, though. She realizes and recorrects.
The movie goes the way you want it to go. It just takes a movie to do it. Like, it's that's the journey. So you
It's
didn't like
hero's
the
journey,
ending?
but
Like,
only inside.
she literally she comes around. She just had to learn.
I don't know. I took I took the ending as she decided to become one of them and got her way.
No, she literally quits the job, though.
I know. She quit.
And
she quit the job because she got scared that she was becoming too much like...
Exactly.
Because she said, I see myself in you.
That's the development, though.
Everyone
and then
wants to be
and then
us. Yeah.
the universe rewards her for quitting the job because Cruella DeVille gave her the reference, which is good. It's just so your problem with the movie is the wrong person, in your opinion, developed. Because you wanted Priestley to develop.
And I guess not quick enough.
But that's not the movie. And it took the whole plot. Yeah, because she's not... The movie isn't, oh, look at Goody Two-Shoes, we should all be more like her. It's a person with the devil and the angel on their shoulder, following the devil a bit most of the way, and then realizing, oh, I'm turning into the Joker, and pulling herself out. Because there's tons of development there. It just takes an hour and 40 minutes, which is a movie.
Sure, that development sucks.
What you want, and right, we should do this for the show. We should watch this for maybe next month. Is we should watch The Proposal.
Yeah.
That's the movie Nick wants. Really, it is. And then you'll go, oh, that's the movie I wanted. Because that's a good movie.
Like, I left, or I ended the movie.
Or The Intern, too. Same thing.
Oh my God, The Intern.
The Intern really is
I've seen
more
part
the
of The
movie you
Intern.
want. That's the movie you really want. Is
That's
The Intern. It's also Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, yeah.
And Fashion.
And Fashion.
Okay.
Wow.
That movie is great.
Maybe that's like an alternate reality where she becomes the boss.
It really is. And
It's the sequel.
there's development there. That's the movie you want. But I don't think Prada should be knocked for that.
I guess I just had a
necessarily.
hard time seeing that she came around to what I wanted it to end up being.
Well, because it has a rom-com ending.
Because, like, even...
It ends like a lot of rom-coms do,
ridiculous,
where we go, and everything's better, and then the credits roll before really all the shoes drop.
Because, like,
we're
I
still
was
kind of
going...
there.
Like, one of my notes is, well, what kind of person is she going to be at this new job she just got? What's she going to do now? Like, what kind of reporter is she going to be there? What's she going to do to get her way? Like,
I think this is rare for you. I think you thought too much. I think you tried to... I think you were thinking too much.
I really hated all the magazine people from the start, and I just wanted them to change. There was no redemption there, and the only way they were ever going to be, quote, redeemed was through her character, through Andy's character, and it just didn't happen.
I think someone did.
Maybe the
change.
lesson is, if you can't change the world, just change yourself.
Wow.
There's the lesson. And with that,
Yeah.
back to the studio. I'm just kidding.
And with that, I'll still, despite not loving much of the plot, I'll give it mid.
Mid is
Okay.
good.
Because I did laugh, and there were some the scenes where she was like trying to track down the Harry Potter book. I enjoyed those, and like I'm going to show her I'm still going to get it done,
But you didn't like it.
but I didn't like it.
All right. We gotta watch The Proposal
More Anne Hathaway on
and
our
The Intern.
horizon.
The Intern's super good. The Proposal I just want to watch because The Proposal's kind of like The Boss Comes Around, but that's a rom-com.
It's way more romance.
Way more romance. It's tonally extremely different.
It's not even a romance. It's goofy romance.
Well, it's a rom-com. They call that a rom-com.
It's goofy romance.
It's like if a romantic story was comedic.
But like, it's not like
There's a term for that.
There is a scene. There is a scene with Betty White Indian chanting in a wood.
Wow.
this is more on the goofier side of rom-com.
more
Like
camp,
you've got
yeah.
more camp. Like you've got Miller When Harry Met Sally are both more serious.
I would wager that it's dumb.
Yeah,
It's a dumb.
That's
movie.
what I meant
Carl,
by
you seen the
that.
proposal? Did I already ask that this episode?
It's been a long time.
It's a good
so
movie.
some
We
of the
gotta watch
details
that.
are lost, but
We got to watch The Intern. Not all next month, but we'll pick one. Maybe we'll do another bucket month.
Maybe we'll see.
did it seem like Andy kind of retained some maybe reverence for fashion at the end? Because she looked.
Yes.
She like kind of had some. She was like well put together. She kind of did her hair and makeup the same way when she was working.
But she was doing it her
Am I-
way, you know? It's
Yeah.
just- she had been touched by the fashion, but she was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
do it. I'm going to do me.
It's like every job. Even if the jobs suck, you take a little bit of something with them.
Yeah, which is growth. Nick.
It's growth, Nick.
Okay. This is not the growth I wanted. I don't know, man.
I think it is interesting. You are analyzing the movie more, which is good. I think that's Nick growth. You just need to watch them better.
You're
For
having your
God's
own
sakes,
character development.
You're still like they're holding a sign going, Nick, look at this, and you're not.
Look at
looking
the
it.
ring!
Yeah.
Oh, man. I got to go look at that ring now.
It's comically huge.
This guy would miss the Monopoly guy in Ace Ventura. He just wouldn't even notice him. I'm the Monopoly guy. Hot points? Do we have hot points?
I thought about doing hot points for the women, but we don't objectify women
No,
on
we
this
don't.
podcast.
That's a rule.
It's true.
And there isn't really a
That's why
main
there's no
lead.
male hot points.
Yeah, there's not really a male lead character in this movie. I guess Christian Thompson's there, but he's not really
Yeah,
doing
but he just looks like dollar store Christian Slater.
Nigel didn't do it for you?
I want to give him a hug. I don't want to make out.
Stanley
With him. I don't want to
Tucci
make out with him.
I want a million movies where Stanley Tucci is a fashion guy.
I don't know what
they're
else I've
there.
seen him in.
And I know,
There
I
are
know they're
some.
there, and I want to watch all of them. Because he was
What else
just
is
like,
he in? Because I feel like I've seen him in other things, but I can't name
He's
one.
in The
more.
Hunger Games. He's in a
Oh,
movie
that's what I know him
called
from.
Burlesque, starring Cher and Christina Aguilera.
that sounds wild.
Oh my god, I love it. It's
Well,
so
it's called
good.
Burlesque.
Kingsman.
It's a musical.
Oh, he's in The Kingsman. No kidding.
Well,
Okay.
That's right.
Maybe that's where I remember him from.
Does he have he has the Country Roads scene in one of the Kingsman movies?
I've never seen it.
The
Oh, he's in
people-
Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, he's the scientist
Oh,
that dies.
okay.
Spoilers. I'm just kidding.
And
Well, it happens in the
Transformers?
beginning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci's lit.
He's in Transformers?
He was the little Michael Kors of this movie. Shout out
Yes.
to Michael Kors in Project Runway. He's the only reason to watch that show.
Are we gonna do 20 questions?
We're gonna do 20 questions.
Hey.
Is that the next segment?
Do we pick the movie first, or do we do 20 questions and then pick the movie? We'll make them sit through 20 questions. It's your turn, right?
It is my
You get to
turn.
pick as a
All
reward.
right.
Let me pull up our. That's our prize.
you
We
get
have
to know.
three more films in the bucket. I'm glad the bucket's back. I mean, the theme months are fun, but I love the bucket.
Bucket's good.
All right, who wants to start the first question? Not me, Carl.
Did we watch it this year or last year?
Last year.
All right,
Last
that's
year.
the obvious starter question.
Yeah.
This year still feels too recent.
Yeah,
But like it's also gonna be September, so probably not.
wake me up.
Wake me up.
All
Was
right.
it before or after the year 2000?
Before.
Before 2000, before or after 90?
Before.
Okay. It's 3 questions.
Is it in black and white?
No.
Is it animated?
No.
Is it a comedy?
No.
Oh.
Tis not.
Is it a musical?
No.
Oh.
I thought about that, but I was like, nah, it's too obvious.
That is too obvious.
Did you like it or hate it?
I liked it.
Okay.
Was it directed by a legendary director like a Scorsese or a Tarantino?
Yes.
He admitted it.
Okay.
Yes.
You know who else is legendary? Hitler. It's not necessarily a good thing.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, you think?
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
necessarily narrow it down. You liked it.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that takes out 300. And Labyrinth.
Ugh, Labyrinth.
I almost guessed
It's
that
not
one.
black and white. You said, yeah.
No, it's not black and white.
Is the lead still acting?
Great question.
No.
Okay.
Is it a gangster movie?
Yes.
Okay,
Ooh.
so we watched. Let's go through the gangster movies. We watched Godfather Part 1 and 2. We watched Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
We watched Scarface. We watched.
Oh, Scarface.
What was the?
She didn't like Scarface, I don't think. So
what's the
we can
one
probably roll
with
that out.
the guy?
That one with the guy.
The one with
The cop one.
The L.A. Confidential.
L.A. Confidential. Right?
I don't remember if she liked that
I
one.
mean,
we
we
do
have
hot
like
points
a
for it?
million questions to go. We can just rattle these off.
You have 9 questions to go.
Did we do hot points for it?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
When did Hot Points start? This is not a question for you. I can't remember when
26.
I feel like
Hot
Hot
Points
Points started like halfway through
26.
the year.
It's in the thumbnail.
26.
Okay.
It's in the thumbnail. Oh, I can kind of barely see when we did episode titles in the
Butch
thumbnail.
Cassidy, My King.
Jesus
No,
Christmas.
It was
Really,
Butch Cassidy.
Sundance Kid is my king.
My
right,
titles
right.
are truncated.
My
if you
bad, my
will.
bad.
Does it have a good soundtrack?
Before the 80s.
Yeah. That's kind of a hard question to answer.
Is it Scarface?
No.
No, that was after 80s. Is it Godfather?
Yes.
Yeah. Godfather. Part 1 was before the 80s. I think Part 2 was 1980 or 81. So that was the. That
Well,
was
you
the
didn't
one.
The
specify,
Godfather.
but it was part 1.
Yeah. I figured
So.
Part 1. So. Cool.
It was The Godfather.
20 questions.
What question did we get to?
13.
13.
Nice.
Or
Lucky
14?
number.
It might have been 14.
13 or 14. One of those two.
You said something. You guys said something, and I wanted to. I did like Scarface.
Yeah, she did.
I did not
Oh,
like
okay.
L.A. Confidential.
Neither did I, right?
L.A. Confidential?
Yeah.
No.
That was Kevin Spacey, right?
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah, that
Spacey
movie
and the guy
was
with the
fine.
glasses.
I was surprised. I was
The
surprised by
guy from
Scarface.
Iron Man 2 or 3.
The other mob movie I wasn't hot on was what the hell is it? DiCaprio. Everyone's in Boston.
Departed.
Departed.
You don't like there was X's on the screen before
like,
someone died?
You like that one?
I
Carl?
like The Departed, yeah.
That was a good one.
the X on the screen.
I watched that one twice.
Just the elevator scene, I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
We gotta
But-
watch.
Man.
We
But
gotta
the
watch
ice
Shooter.
water, guys.
The ice water.
Unforgivable.
Don't get him started.
Unforgivable.
Oh, man. Well,
I swear, I will go to the grave not liking Martin Scorsese movies. I will go to the grave. I don't care if I. That's one of those where like someone could sit me down, and normally I like learning like about random stuff. Some movie historian could sit me down and explain to me why Martin Scorsese is a good director, and I would just yawn the whole time and not be interested because I'm not interested in changing that opinion. I don't care. You know, it's like some people like refuse to think that Star Wars is good, which more power to them. But like that's me with Scorsese movies. Suck my ass. Also, James Cameron, like if you're hell bent on making 27,000 Avatar movies,
okay, but he also
He's
gave
made
us
2.
Titanic.
Titanic has DiCaprio in it. Can't be good.
Titanic is it's good.
It's Titanic.
Yeah, it's
I know-
Titanic.
yeah,
I can't even
I know
formulate
how-
words.
Did you know?
Here's the problem with Titanic.
You know how it ends?
No, it's not that. It's the problem that I have with a lot of war movies, like Oppenheimer. I would
I know what you're gonna
rather
say.
Watch a documentary. I would
Yeah.
rather watch a documentary. I don't tend to like dramatizations for 2 reasons. One, I don't like drama, and 2, they tend to warp the story to make a story.
Right.
And dumb. Rose would have fit, but they both would have fit on the door, for example.
Jack and Rose aren't real people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
no.
didn't exist.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till the other day.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Saw that on the internet.
But I
Thanks,
haven't seen
internet.
Titanic, so
Me either.
You know, it's
I don't think I
You know,
will.
it's 2 sister ships
It's-
also sunk.
Just watch the first half.
Really?
The first
No one
half of
cares about
Titanic
those.
is good.
Yeah, the White Star Line,
Then it's
which
depressing.
existed far before the Titanic and existed for decades after, was a cursed line. Like a lot of sunk ships. There was one lady, I believe she was a nurse, and she sunk on all 3 of the Titanic line.
she sunk on all.
All 3. She went down all of them, which is like
And
stop.
survived them all?
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
she was causing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's the
I like
cursed
it.
version of an anchor bee.
Yeah.
Well, no hot points.
No hot points.
But
Movie.
hey, we get to put our grubby little mitts in the bucket. Is it Carl's turn?
No, it's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn.
My
Put your
turn.
grubby little mitts in the
Get the
bucket.
question.
I'm not really
and you get
excited about any of the rest of the movies.
I'm really excited
I
for.
hope it's my movie.
I don't remember what Carl's movie even was.
I don't know which ticket
thought it was
to grab.
Prada.
I'm gonna do this one. Logan Lucky.
Oh,
That was Carl's movie that
That's
he wanted.
That was
Carl's
amazing.
movie.
Set your expectations way up.
Explain.
It's
Great, just like super bad.
I think I watched it on. Yeah, okay, well, all right, that's for another time. It's one of those movies that I put on like just randomly. I'm like, oh, that looks like it could be good. It's like Channing Tatum, Daniel Craig, Adam Driver.
Wait.
It's like
Wait. This has the explosive in the mail tube scene. Is that this movie?
Yes. It's like there's a NASCAR race, which I feel like you guys will like.
I'm in.
And it's like a heist movie. It's kind of like Ocean's 11 a little bit in that way. It's just a fun movie.
Daniel Craig.
I like it a lot. It's kind of like one of those.
I've seen that explosion scene on TikTok, and I was like searching the comments trying to find what movie it was, and no one said it.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm quite excited now.
Is it kind of Nice Guys-ish? In a way?
Yeah, it does feel like that. It's
just
got
kind of like a fun, action-y movie.
Yeah, it's like I don't think camp is the right word, but it's like one of those that like it knows it's a movie and it's having fun with it.
Kind of like the original Ocean's
Yeah.
11.
Ooh, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's pretty good.
I really like it.
I'm now
yeah.
excited for this movie and my pick, and also Nick has a pick, so there's that.
It's going to be a great episode when
I've
you pick
seen
mine.
it half a dozen times. This is the only thing.
I've never seen it.
Hey, I'm stoked for that. Logan Lucky. Movie I've never heard of until this moment.
Until Carl brought it up.
When did it come out?
Oh, I don't know.
2017.
Oh, really?
We got married that year. It was a good year.
Oh,
It's also the last time I went to the dentist.
Oh, God.
That's true. I still have all my teeth. It's fine. I was always a good brusher, and I'm just taking that to the bank, baby.
You floss?
Brush your teeth.
Why water pick? I know that's
Is that worth?
It's the Burt Kreischer answer. Dentists say mixed things about it.
Well, dentists never agree.
9 out of 10 dentists don't agree.
Only on toothpaste.
Yeah.
I
else they can-
think it's all right. I don't know if it can substitute like cranking between your teeth, but let's be fair.
Sometimes you got to crank between your teeth.
You got to crank it. On that note, Logan Lucky, everybody. Thanks for listening to us watch a movie that's not my favorite band. Join us on Discord where we talk about the band, the Devil Wears Prada, quite frequently. We play all the New York Times mini games, which is great. Come be faster than Steven at the New York Times mini crossword, which is literally very possible because he's quite slow. And he won't hear this because he doesn't love me and he doesn't listen to my show. So, Carl, nice hat. We're going to watch
Thanks,
Logan
man.
Lucky. Catch you in the next one.